like to introduce you today to Craig Alexander, who's a 3-time Ironman World Champion and 2-time Ironman 70.3 champion. And Craig's from Australia and been racing pro for over 15 years. So tell me a little bit about your concern about nutritional supplements and possible contamination.
Well, it is a big concern. I think, it's one of the things you first learn as a young professional is you need to be accountable for everything that you take.
Right.
And that includes your normal diet, but also supplementing and the things you do to supplement your diet. And sport has become very serious. Obviously, we're keen to keep a level playing field, and there's strict and stringent doping control measures in place and rules. And I think one of the things you often read and hear about is not just people who deliberately cheat, but also people who inadvertently test positive. So by that I mean ingesting things that they weren't aware had some ingredients that were in there.
Right.
We get very well educated by the different doping agencies around the world and WADA about, our careers are on the line, and you have to be absolutely certain that what you're taking, you know what it is. There's certain measures in place too to help police that, and different countries and associations have rules where every ingredient that's in a substance has to be listed on the label, but there's also some places where that's not the case. And I know it's a big concern for all athletes. Being, we have a high level of self-accountability, and you have to self-police that, because it's no excuse to claim ignorance, or we're all well aware of the situation, and it's important that you know exactly what you're ingesting at all times.
Right. I like to remind people that it's not just the pros who are affected by this. It's really anyone who's consuming a supplement, because ultimately you really don't want to consume something that you're not deliberately consuming.
Yep.
And it's not that all these banned substances are dangerous just by virtue of being a banned substance. Obviously they're performance enhancing, and which is why they're banned in competition. But just as a consumer, one wouldn't want to be consuming something that you're not deliberately desiring to consume. So that's always important to remind people as well.
Well, absolutely. I think the two things there, you don't want to be misled, firstly, but also companies that aren't aware of maybe some of the ingredients and the quality control at their factory. Well, that's a concern.
Right.
So, absolutely. You want to be 100% aware of everything that you're ingesting.
Right. So one of the programs that, for example, SaltStick, which is a brand of product that you uses, is informed choice and testing with HFL labs. And so basically they take each batch of the product and they analyze it for banned substances, make sure that it's not testing positive for any of those substances, and then issue a certificate of analysis for that. So as a pro, you obviously have a choice of products out there. Are you more likely to go with something that's being tested versus something that's unknown, or do you just go by the label? How does it work?
For me, it's 100% has to be tested by an independent lab of repute, and I've worked with SaltStick a long time now, obviously because of the performance benefits of the product, but also because I know their ideals and what they stand for, and doing things the right way, and that quality control. And I think all reputable brands and the gold standard brands in our industry all do that now. I think it's a minimum. I feel, as a professional athlete, that's a minimum requirement of any supplement that you take, that it has to have that testing and that guarantee.
Yeah. So you look for either a logo on the bottle saying informed choice or informed sport, which is the European variety of that, or at least that it's independently tested by some other group that doesn't have sort of financial interest in the outcome of the testing.
Well, that's the thing, and I think when companies bring in independent or arbitrary and accredited testing laboratories, you know that they have no agenda other than to show that everything's above board and that their product's what they say it is, and they're the kind of companies, the supplements that you want to use.
Right. Well, that pretty much sums it up, I think. So I really appreciate you letting people know sort of how important that is to you as a pro athlete, and just that it applies to anyone from a beginner to at the top of the pro level. And so thanks for your time. Appreciate it.
My pleasure.
Yeah.